Welcome to your reading, Old Soul. We're back with another intuitive message, and this is one of those times where I don't know what the message is, but we are going to pull out the cards and see what message is out there today for the collective. I've definitely felt a shift in my own energy from the full moon, leading up to the full moon energy until now. I feel a lot more hopeful and grounded and just ready to go. The energies have been quite heavy, and it's nice to feel a lightened load. So the first card coming up, number 11, is make a decision. The next card is open your heart in the reverse, and the big picture. So what I'm getting here is that looking at the big picture, thinking about the big picture of whatever it is that you want to accomplish, making a decision and setting out to do that, and kind of guarding your heart through that process will be key. If you're a really deep person, if you're a really feeling and intuitive person, sometimes that can make you quite buoyant in this world that has so many things that can affect you, and you can feel like a little boat in the ocean where each current of wind can take you one way or another. But when you make a decision about, I'm gonna do this is going to be a success, this is going to go well, and you look at the big picture of everything, and you kind of, I don't want to say keep your emotions in check, but you don't get too caught up in the storm. That can help you at this time. But let's continue fleshing out the message, because that's definitely not the whole story, but it's part of it. The next card is expansion. Catch your breath, seek beauty in the reverse, and breakthrough in the reverse. Okay. So we are in a time of expansion, expanded opportunities and possibilities where we are. And new things can come your way, new opportunities can come your way. And sometimes our experiences of the past and just our sensitivity, it can cloud your ability to recognize a good opportunity or even an answered prayer when you have one. You don't know who to trust. You don't know if this is a good thing or a bad thing. You don't know if this is going to lead down, the wrong path, or you may have a lot of reservations about whatever comes up. And that's why it's important to kind of guard your heart, especially when out in the world, doing things out in the world where we have a lot of different energies. Like, we can't necessarily say it's a safe space. I mean, that would be deluding ourselves, So in this time of expansion and opportunity, you want to believe that what you've prayed for, what you've set your intention out, it's now time, and that you're ready and open, and not just looking for those opportunities, but ready to identify them, without being triggered by certain things, or without being, it can, does, and will happen, but looking at the big picture and being like, you know what, I may have felt this type of way, or I may feel like, maybe I'm not connecting with this person as deep as I want. But at the end of the day, if they're helping you get to your goal and they're still a good person and they're on the same page and, they're not doing anything wrong, don't let it be a reason to push away a great opportunity because of either like idealistic expectations, or it could be past traumas, or it could even be, being overly spiritual about it. And what I mean by that, and this is something I talked about in the last video that I did, but some of the content and teachings that we've all absorbed in this spiritual space, sometimes we can be made to feel like things have to be perfect for it to be right. Like we need a sign, we need to feel perfectly aligned, our vibration has to be high. And no, you don't need to be perfect for your dreams. You don't need to be perfect for opportunities that are coming our way, that we've wished for, that we've prayed for, that we've hoped for, that are in our heart. It is okay to be a work in progress, whatever that means. It is okay to feel like you're still not 100% healed or 100% in emotional balance, to accept something, to know that what you are putting out there is of value and is helpful. Please don't hold yourselves back. Think about the big picture. No one needs to be perfect. No one is perfect, and people may just appear that way from the outside, but really we all have our own challenges and our own internal battles. And we don't know what the future holds. We have future battles that we may fight. I don't want to, scare you, but, just life has its challenges, and really, we can handle them, but it may not look the way that you think it should look. You may not have the perfect office, or even an office at all. You may not have the perfect desk. You may not even have the ideal tools to do whatever it is that you're doing. Like, be it, a computer. You may be doing stuff off of your phone because that's the technology you have access to. Or, I don't know, maybe you're using free softwares and tools thinking that that's not enough. No, start where you are and you'll learn along the way. You don't need a perfect plan. You don't really need a plan at all to accomplish, what's in your heart and to go after your dreams. Sometimes you just have to be in the right place at the right time. I mean, how many of us have either been or seen other people who, for example, just graduated at the wrong time? They were in a great program, they did great in the program, but just the economy and the job market at the time they graduated, it was just bad timing. And the reverse is also true. I mean, how many times have you seen or heard or experienced where the person or yourself wasn't 100% qualified, but just something happened where they just needed you, and it was just, you got that opportunity and you were able to not only rise to the occasion, but it just put you on the right path. And there was that opportunity, that door opened, and you walked through it. And, if you haven't gone through this, know that other people have gone through this. I've gone through this. So trust yourself and know you don't have to be perfect. You are perfect for your purpose. You are, we don't need to wait for the perfect moment, because the perfect moment is waiting for us, And, so the next card, number 15, is Catch Your Breath. And then in the reverse, we have Seek Beauty. and breakthrough. So what I'm really getting with these cards is like, do not worry about how things look. Don't wait for things to be or look beautiful or perfect. Don't wait for that feeling of a breakthrough, like, aha, this is the moment. These things are luxuries, really, on our path. It doesn't need to look or feel right. And this might be counterintuitive, especially on an intuitive channel like this. But we have to be able to trust the opportunities that come our way. I mean, we've really crossed into new territory, new era. Like, you've done the work. If you know you've done the work, you've been healing, you've been making choices about who you choose to be around, who you don't choose to be around, what you choose to believe in or subscribe to, what you don't choose to subscribe to. Like, at some point, that energy has got to balance out in your favor. And that's the time that we're in. It's the time of that energy being redistributed to us. And we've got to be able to recognize opportunities and take them and accept them, even if they don't look or feel perfect. Because another thing too about our feelings that I learned is sometimes our trauma and our trauma responses, we think it's our intuition. We think it is we really think it is spiritual, and sometimes it's fear. Sometimes it's something familiar from a traumatic experience or relationship, and it seems perfect. But if we look at the big picture, it wasn't, and spirituality, emotions, experiences, trauma, healing, these things all intersect. So that's not to say that how we feel, doesn't matter and is always, we can't trust ourselves. No, that's not what I'm trying to say. But it's something to take into consideration in this time of expansion and expanded opportunities. I just feel like people are going to walk into your life and present you opportunities that are not what you expected, are not from people you expected, and you almost want to be skeptical and say no just to be safe, right? It almost feels too good to be true, or it just wasn't what you were expecting or how you expected things to fall into place, but it works. So look out for those kind of opportunities. The next card that came up was Clear Endeavor, and I'm going to read that one actually. Clear endeavor. Something you truly desire requires a bigger commitment from you. This could be physical, emotional, or mental. Identify what your needs are at this time. Actually commit to this goal and be willing to put in the time to make it become a reality. Commitment plus hard work will assist in bringing your goals to completion. Once you decide, give your best to everything that you do. It gives plenty of new opportunities for you to reach your goals in no time. Pay attention to the signs along the way as nature works to assist you. So this card is confirmation. And I did touch on this a little bit in the last upload I did about the real talk, because, we don't need the perfect situation to move forward and for things to really be a blessing in our lives. And I think that we do need to be grounded and understand that We do have to take action toward our goals. We do have to put effort toward it. Not necessarily burning yourself out or, forcing it. But if you truly believe in something or there's something you truly want, sometimes it can be easier. Like, it's vulnerable to risk your time, energy, effort, showing up, in front of other people. We can use spirituality kind of as a crutch to say, oh, well, I didn't really see a sign, or I'm not getting that strong intuitive feeling, so I'm just going to sit here until that comes along. And I'm here to tell you, don't do that. Don't do that. Take steps towards the things that you want, the things that you really want, the things that are in your heart and your goals, whatever that is, take steps toward it. That can be really challenging when your belief is not strong. When you don't feel perfect, you don't look perfect, things aren't perfect. You have a lot of reasons to believe it can't work. Even past failures as well. But this is a time of expansion. Don't do that. Don't do that. The next card that came out was Higher Ground. I'm going to read that one too. Move your thoughts, emotions, and outlook to a new perspective. Take an overview of what is going on. Just shifting your perspective, you will see the whole situation in a clearer light. A different course may become apparent. You will be able to focus on what is most important to you. Make a conscious effort to get above the situation. If there is nothing pressing in your life at the moment, consider something that may be unresolved from the past. Use the idea of climbing above it with the intention of healing it. Once you achieve the higher ground perspective, you may find yourself filled with peace, a beautiful outcome. Okay, so what I was getting as well while reading this is, for some of you, if you kind of feel like there's not too much going on, you might just be working and you don't necessarily have like a goal or necessarily something you're really trying to achieve, but you don't, you're still in the waiting room. Keep going, keep walking in faith, because things will appear, and I have a strong feeling that it is a person. You may just meet a person on the job or in your routine that just opens a door for you or tells you about an opportunity. So show up fully to what you're doing. Show up as if you know something good is going to happen, because something good is going to happen. So whatever makes you feel good going to work, it makes you feel like you're fully showing up, whether that's like if you wear makeup, if that's wearing makeup, or if that's certain colors, or like some of your better clothes, or even, I don't know, whatever it is that makes you feel your best, makes you feel on point, do that. Actually, one thing I did for myself that really helped me in a previous time was I had done a photo shoot like a few months back, I think almost a year ago, and some of the photos were like business photos, and I had my screensaver on my phone, or like my lock screen, as myself like that. And it really reminded me of who I am, where I'm going. Like, they were pictures of me at my best. And I put that on my lock screen. Even though I couldn't show up as my best, I had that picture, and it just reminded me, like, don't forget. Like, walking with that energy of being my best. And I encourage you to do that if you are feeling like, okay, there's not necessarily any steps I can take to work towards something, because I'm just kind of in this job. I'm not sure what I'm going to do next, and I don't need to leave immediately. That's what you should be doing. If you are working towards something and you want some things to happen, take steps toward it. Like, plan and act as if it's going to happen, because it is going to happen. That's the kind of energy you need to be putting out right now. Like, really walking in and with your power. Like, okay, I wake up in the morning, whatever you have to do on your to-do list, like, you're doing it as if, you know, it's really creating the result you want, and it's just a matter of getting it done. All right, the next card that flew out is you are worth it. You are worth it. You're worth your dreams. You're worth your desires. You're worth your goals. You're worth things working out. You're worth a great relationship. You're worth great friendships. You're worth people who treat you well. You're worth good opportunities. Even if you don't feel perfect, you're worth it. And you have to know this. You have to know this in your heart and in your core. You are worth it. Okay, the next card. Love matters. Okay. Let's see what else. I need some clarity. Illumination. Okay. Bountiful harvest. All right. So I feel like you are in a time of illumination where your strengths are illuminated to the collective and to others. And it's a really good time to put yourself out there. Because if you listen to the previous reading, you are in the waiting room, the second video uploaded, you know, I talked about the moon phases and how from our perspective on the surface of the earth, we see the moon in phases, and we see the moon in its fullness at the full moon. And we can kind of be like that with our light, how people don't see us in our fullness all the time. Sometimes they don't see our fullness at all. Sometimes they see slivers. And this is a time where your strengths are illuminated. And you should be putting yourself out there, because you are just going to be very attractive to opportunities at this time. And the result is a bountiful harvest, right? This is a really abundant time. And it's a good time to apply for things, to put yourself out there, to network, send that email, ask that question, whatever it is. The energy is really good for that right now. And I'm really feeling like a lot of clarity, like there's not a lot of interference at this time. Like there's clear pathways to things right now. So whatever that means for you and what you're trying to do in your life, now is a time to do that, you know? All right. Let's see what else is in the cards. I'm really liking this reading. I had no idea how it was going to start. Okay. The next card that came out, oh Lord, a bunch came out, was vulnerability. I want to read this one. It's going to require vulnerability to put yourself out there. And what I'm trying to say here and in other readings is like, just because you are spiritual, just because you are intuitive, just because you are an old soul, and I have so much love for all of you like that, it doesn't mean it's going to be easy. It doesn't mean you're not going to have to be vulnerable. It doesn't mean you're not going to have to put yourself out there. I almost feel like a lot of times with spirituality, we can use it we can use it as a crutch in that, oh, I gotta feel the energy. I gotta have a sign. I don't know. Don't just whatever it is. Know that you don't have to be perfect and things are not going to look or feel perfect right now, but you just got to walk in faith, So let me read what this card says. Vulnerability. Somehow I didn't even read it yet. You may be feeling like you should withdraw. This is an opportunity to wait and regroup. You are in need of some rest and relaxation. You might even be feeling overwhelmed. Take some much needed downtime. Take in your surroundings. Notice the season and the changes that are taking place out in nature. Things are continually evolving. Think about the clouds you see in the sky. They are constantly moving, changing. And okay, I'm not going to read the rest of this because I got like the first message in the first line, which was, because I use these cards as a guide for the message that is there. I don't take them at face value like that. So what I got was, you may be feeling like you should withdraw. Don't withdraw right now. Don't withdraw. If you want to reach out to someone, if you want to reconnect, if you want to ask someone about opportunities, like now is the time. Now is the time to make connections, to make pitches, to sell something, to put something out there. Now is the time. And if we look at the cycles of nature, like the description suggested, like at least in the northern hemisphere, we are going into like the middle of spring where things are really starting to sprout and grow, and really like what has been under the surface is starting to come out, and people are still they're still not fully out of winter mode, where people are moving slow enough to notice these things. Whereas when we get to the summer, it's hot, it's busy, people are traveling, people are going on vacation, people are going to the beach, to the lake, going to parties, patios, all that stuff, and emotion and energy is passionate and at a height. They're not stopping to look at other stuff. They are enthralled with the passion of summer, and they're not stopping to look around at what doesn't already capture its attention. So if we use nature as a guide, this is a great time to put yourself out there. Number 1, I drew make a wish. Number 49, heighten your vitality. Number 24, be your best self always. And number 14, assurance. So I'm gonna end the reading with these cards and a final bonus card, because this reading has just come together beautifully. All right. So although the first card is make a wish, I believe that many of us have made a wish. We know what we want. We know what's in our heart, and you've got to just put your best foot forward. Put your best foot forward. Trust yourself. Allow yourself to be imperfect. Allow yourself to be imperfect. Put your best foot forward. Heighten your vitality. So this has come up in like so many readings. It's not even funny. And I was speaking about, whether you take supplements, powders, or just having a good balanced diet to make sure you're supporting yourself with, the nutrients to be able to do these, to withstand these transitions and transmutations and all that. But what I'm getting now is more so about like the physical appearance. So, just be prepared to be noticed. So groom yourselves in the way that you like to groom yourself when you're at your best. Be prepared. Like, prepare yourself so that if you were to bump into the right person on the street, it's like you're not in your head about all these different things going on and kind of bogged down, but you're on it. You're ready to talk about what it is you're passionate about or what it is you're trying to achieve, and you look the part, you know? And the next card is be your best self always. That's exactly what I'm talking about. Showing up as your best self. And assurance. I'm going to read the description for assurance, but I have my own idea about that. But let's go. Whew. Remain steady and be assured you are doing exactly what you are supposed to do. You might be seeing small signs that things, situations, and desires are just beginning to fall into place, but do not wait for the signs, okay? Your focus and skills are intact. You will feel motivated in work areas and therefore make good inroads on your usual work. So I'm really feeling that you may have been working towards something or doing things for a while, but the energy now is like any action you take, it's happening like physically, spiritually, like on multiple planes, and it's just gonna work in a way that it didn't before, where you might have felt like your actions were kind of empty, like there wasn't really energy behind it. Right now is the time. New ways of dealing with things will occur to you. Fresh perspectives will appear. And as a result, your life will move toward harmony and balance. Trust yourself. You have everything you need. And that's what I want you all to do. Please trust yourself. Take steps forward. Like, I don't know if any of you have ever like gone into either taken like an ice cold shower or gone into a cold pool. But you know, when like, you know, it's good for you, you know, you're going to feel the benefits. You might have even read a little blurb about the benefits of like a cold shower or like a cold pool, but you have to physically put yourself in it. It's like mind over matter. You're going to have to do that right now to get the momentum. But then when you start having good luck, when you start, oh my gosh, that worked. Oh my gosh, I met this person. Oh my gosh, this person said yes. Oh my gosh, this, oh my gosh, that. The momentum is just going to build. And this period of spring is a great time to build momentum. It's a great time to start making inroads on your goals before the energy like peaks in the summer and there's just so much going on that you can't captivate people as much during that time, whatever that means for you and what you're trying to do. So this is the time. You know, we've been taught, you know, slow and steady wins the race, and that, you know, we should do things over time and, you know, bit by bit. But sometimes the energy doesn't support that, you know, and sometimes we have windows of opportunities, or sometimes the energy is just more favorable. And this is a time, you know, just don't be afraid. Don't be afraid of yourself. Don't be afraid of your incapabilities or your imperfections. Like, focus on being good enough, you know, like not perfect, not excellent, not groundbreaking, but putting out there what is good enough for now. And you can always improve on it. But trust me, your good enough is next level. Okay, your good enough is way better than you think. And you gotta put stuff out there and not make yourself seen, okay? Allow yourself to be seen. Allow yourself to be seen, okay? Allow your work, your art, whatever it is, your work ethic or your whatever you're doing, allow it to be seen at this time. If you're working somewhere and, you know, go and have a conversation with a manager or with a director or whoever. If you happen to see them, if you're walking and you see them at lunch, or I mean, I know a lot of people are working remotely these days, not everyone, but if you somehow find yourself in the space of someone who can make decisions, introduce yourself. Let them know who you are. Let them know your face. You could connect with them on whatever's happening. But you just never know. And this is a great time for that. And I'm going to end with the last card here, which is be true to your heart. Deep down, I know you know that you have something here to offer the world. You have things you want to accomplish, and they would not be in your heart if they were not supposed to happen. And you gotta believe in that. You gotta connect to that. You know, especially when the energy is clear like this, connect in whatever way you can with that energy, that part of you that believes. With all the doubt and all the emotion and all the turbulence and all the turmoil, that little inch of you that actually believes, hold on to that. Hold on to it, okay? Signing off. Love you so much and wish you the absolute best, all right? Take care.